Being a business leader is full of challenges, and having the right infrastructure to support your business needs and your team is critical. But there's no need to worry, as I'm joined by a panel of industry experts to help navigate us through this often confusing landscape. Welcome to Dell Drive. And today I'm joined by Dan, Sean and Richi as we take a look at what's next for our customers and what the future may hold. So gentlemen, as we turn our attention to what's coming in the near future, what have we got to get customers excited about?
I guess the hot topic at the moment, certainly from Microsoft, is all about Windows 11.
Yeah, you're hearing it everywhere, right?
You can't avoid it. You can't avoid it. Absolutely not. And you absolutely can't avoid it because it is the natural successor to Windows 10. We've got another 2 years or so of Windows 10 availability before Windows 11 is the primary operating system for Microsoft. From the outside, it doesn't look like a great deal has changed between Windows 10 and Windows 11. However, if you start to delve a little deeper, you'll see that there are many enhancements, and I'm not here to pitch Microsoft's story for Windows 11. It's a great piece of software, right? And it has great security enhancements and so on. The reality for our customers is they need to get ready for Windows 11. They know that. One of the key things that they need to get ready with is to make sure that they have the equipment to run Windows 11. Now, most systems bought in the last 4 years or so should still run Windows 11. That shouldn't be a problem. However, there are obviously holdouts there. You know, during the pandemic, people had a challenge to get hold of new equipment. So there's the potential that there's still equipment in people's estates that isn't able to support Windows 11. We can absolutely help by looking at the customers, what they have in terms of their equipment out there, finding where those devices aren't capable of running Windows 11, and prioritizing those for migration to new devices.
And Richi, Sean, what kind of appetite is out there for Windows 11 amongst medium and large enterprises?
From a medium perspective, there's a big appetite there. I think it's really around the readiness of the individual organisations, and you've got some that are adopting it quite early on. So they've taken it on, they've gone and transitioned from 10 to 11, which is great. You've got some that are scheduling that process in, so that might be part of a wider project or something that they're doing along the line that they want to do at a certain point. You'll have others that are looking at it and thinking, yeah, we know we need to do it by X time, but we're not quite ready yet. So we're looking at it, but as a project maybe slightly down the track. So that's from a medium business perspective, and that's where I tend to sort of visit, and my colleague Sean has maybe a slightly different note from his. I guess from a
larger Sean, that there's more entities to take into consideration, so the transition may not be as simple.
Different businesses have different views on it, right? So some customers will be almost ahead of the curve and doing what they need to do to get it rolled out as quickly as possible. In the same way as medium business, some customers will be planning it, and then others will wait. And there's different reasons for that. If you think about the updates and how customers manage the devices, that'll all come into play with it.
Well, I guess if we've got anybody who's watching now, we have Dan the man to tell us why the Microsoft and Dell Technologies collaboration is better than any of the competitors out there.
Well, I mean, we've been working with Microsoft for many, many years, since we started, frankly. And we've helped loads of customers migrate from older versions of Windows to newer versions of Windows, and we continue to do that. One of the things that we're doing in the Windows 11 timeframe is to help customers understand and test how Windows 11 really works for them. We have a range of proof of concepts available for our customers to take advantage of so that they can really get Windows 11 installed and running in their environment, test how it migrates from their existing infrastructure, see if there are any gotchas. As part of that service, as I mentioned before, we will go and check their estate to make sure that all of the equipment that they intend to run with Windows 11 will be able to support it. And obviously, if we can identify those systems that aren't capable of supporting it, we can prioritize those for migration to newer systems.
I know we keep coming back to it continuously, but Dell Technologies, the experience and expertise, whatever scenario an organization has got, it's likely we've had some experience within that transition of services, solutions, or even products themselves.
Absolutely. Again, it's something that we bring to the table. It's that experience. Many of our customers will go through a migration once. They don't willfully want to go back and do a migration over and over again. Whereas it's something that we invest time and money in. It's certainly in my team, it's something my team have seen over and over again with different customers. They see the different gotchas, they see the potholes in the road, and we can help those customers when they're making those migrations. We know where the good path is. We can guide them down that path and give them a happy outcome in terms of a successful migration.
Richi, sustainability at the moment, it's a hot topic, it's very current, but what kind of commitment do you find from customers to ensuring that they're minimising their carbon footprint and that they are being seen to be sustainable?
I think right now it's almost like a cornerstone of any organisation that has that sort of social responsibility built into their ethos, their being. There'll be very few, if any, out there that would have anything other than having this sustainability front of mind, and which sort of areas they look at and which they tend to address is going to be very specific for their industries and whatever organisation they're working, because there'll be more things they can do. If, for example, you're talking to a manufacturer, they'll have elements about the manufacturing as well as the solutions they sell from an IT perspective. But if it's an organisation that doesn't have that sort of element, if they're a services side of things, they will be looking at what are they buying, who are their suppliers, who are their partners that are utilising to get that sustainability credential and help them along that journey, as well as the things that they do themselves. So I would say it's very topical. I'd say a lot of organisations are looking at it, and they're very conscious of who they do business with, for want of a better word. At Dell Technologies, it's been a massive thing for us over the myriad of years. We've had an evolution of what we've done going back 10, 20, 30 plus whatever years in that sphere, and we're always evolving, as other organisations are doing currently. We're no exception, and we try to make that a key element, not just from a product perspective, but from how we are in terms of the environments and the cultures that we work in and operating around the globe. So we're socially responsible. We try to do the best that we can, even in our products and what materials we use, to make sure that we're evolving what we can do. And there's other elements that we have that are going to be coming on board that are going to embrace the whole sustainability element of it. But that's an evolving sort of solution, if you like. It's never going to stop.
Yeah, so really what we're looking at now is not every 3 years a complete overhaul. No. We've got that device management, the data to back up perhaps when an individual and end user needs a refresh. Yeah. And then also at the end of life, it's quite key what we do to make the difference within sustainability.
Absolutely, because you're going to try and make sure that those products that you have, or that the individual customer has another route to go. It's not just going to be put into landfill. It's very much a case of saying, okay, well, what can we do responsibly with those products, and how we then go from there. I don't know if any of the guys want to have a point of view on that front.
Yeah, I think lots of customers are at different stages of that journey, and as a company, we're very, very open with what we're doing. Right, it's in the public domain. We're quite happy to share carbon footprints of devices and other things that we're doing globally to try and improve that. Going forward, what does that mean, and what changes does that drive? For us to hit some of our goals, we need the kit back. So that asset recovery piece becomes part of the conversation. What's the easiest way to drive that? It's a consumption model as a service. So over the next however many years, I would expect to see as a service or a consumption model, however you want to describe it, become more the norm, if you like. And that will drive change. And if you think about Concept Lunar, for instance, and what that looks like, as that starts to impact the design of devices, as technology moves on, it will all lead potentially down that road.
And if we look at the service we're offering, I guess a lot of people may be hearing this and thinking, right, that's great. So Dell Technologies is a great organisation that's going to help us with identifying our issues, putting a plan in place and executing, but it sounds costly. The model perhaps that we're leaning towards in the future, initially, it could be less of an outlay, right? Yeah,
I mean, customers, certainly during the pandemic and afterwards, budgets were a challenge. We changed and we moved and everything from an IT standpoint evolved. Budgets weren't necessarily in place for remote working. Those finance models supported that. There is no initial outlay. It is a consumption, pay on a quarterly basis. And if you look at some of the things we can do there, if your refresh cycles tally in with it, the overall TCO can actually be cheaper.
So a TCO meaning?
total cost of ownership.
And for those that are listening to this now, just so they can familiarise themselves, we're probably talking more like how people are able to have the latest car technology, right, on a PCP finance model. That's something that we're leaning towards now at Dell Technologies.
Yeah, it's not dissimilar. If you think about everything around you and everything we use, it all is based on a subscription model. Cars, phones, the cloud, it's all paid on a monthly or quarterly basis. And potentially devices, and it's certainly moving that way already. And I'd expect it to move that way and become more the norm as we move forward. Longer term, we want to work with our customers long term. It's a partnership. It isn't a quick win and get out.
And we've no doubt at Dell Technologies that you'll be satisfied not only with the products, but also the services to continue that relationship for a very long time.
Absolutely.
Great stuff, gentlemen. Thank you for that dive and a peek into the future. So, what are you thinking about the future? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments section. Feel free to like and share this content as well. And don't forget to check out more in the Dell Drive Club.